Okay, so today this is the third episode of the podcast, and I'm joined by a very special guest. This is somebody who is actually very popular in the Roblox anime community, probably the highest sub count I've had on so far. And if you couldn't tell already, this is Sly Kage. He's a pretty popular Roblox anime YouTuber. He recently, a month ago, hit 100,000 subscribers. Congrats on that, by the way. But
Thank you.
yeah, so we're going to be talking about a wide range of topics, mainly Roblox, but also a bit of YouTube in there. And so just to get the conversation started, my first question is, what has your experience been like making content on Roblox anime games for all this time? Because you've been doing it for maybe how many years has it been since you started? It's been like 3 years or?
No, it's been like two and a half now.
2.5? Okay, so what's it been like, your journey from 0 subscribers all the way to now, 2 years later at 100,000 subscribers?
Well, right now it's hell, but when I first started, it was fun. Like, I think up until like 70, 80, 90,000 subscribers, it was fun. And now on Roblox, there's like the majority of Roblox content creators, me included, honestly don't really want to be Roblox content creators right now since there's no content to create on Roblox. And if you go to something else, your videos aren't going to do as good. So,
Damn. Well, that's a pretty realist take. I mean, I can
yeah.
definitely sympathize, but so you think that now is not a great time to be a Roblox anime YouTuber because
Yeah.
everyone's kind of like wants to play actual games and Roblox is kind of dead right now. I mean, what did you think about like recent releases like Deep Woken? Did that not like inspire you at all, or was that
It
just like
did.
another?
It definitely did until Rag just didn't update the game for I think it's been a few months now. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily bad to be a Roblox content creator right now. I don't think that it'll be more difficult for your channel to do well. I feel like it's more of like having fun thing. Like, I don't think you're gonna have fun playing the games that you're recording videos on as much.
Yeah, I can completely see why you'd think that. I mean, to be honest, I've fallen out of love with Roblox, but that's more of like a personal thing. I think the issue with me is just games in general. It can be difficult to maintain the same excitement I had before I started doing YouTube, like to now, where I kind of have to, I kind of have to try out most games, for content sometimes, and it can be quite repetitive. So I'm sure you can relate to Roblox games, just more and more bandit beaters, like all the new releases being kind of similar to the older games and not much innovation
See,
there. But
I wouldn't even care as much about the bandit beaters if they actually looked good. Like, Project Slayers is a bandit beater, and I'm still gonna play it because it looks good and the combat is fun.
to be honest, yeah, that's a completely good take. I am actually quite excited about Project Slayers. So
All
I
these
used to be in
bandit
the
beaters
server
look
that kicked
so
me out, but
bad.
what's that?
But all the bandit beaters look so bad.
It's true. I mean, here's something it's kind of like the Blox Fruit syndrome, and it's where like these games, they have like the most bland NPCs, the most bland map design, and it takes them like 10 updates to add something that's relatively interesting. And it's just like by then it's like you kind of lost most of your audience. But again, in some ways it works. A lot of these bandit beaters, they actually get really, really popular, and they have kind of average looking visuals, but for some reason the young player base just eat it up, and I never understood it. But I guess
I
it's just
understand it. Back when I was first playing Roblox, but when I first started this channel, I was 14. I recorded a lot of block shoots videos, and I really enjoyed the game. Like, I'd sit there and just mindlessly grind. That's how I was. So when you're around that age, honestly, games are different to you. It's just I think it's more so maturity. Because I would play any bandit beater. I would literally play any bandit beater like that where you just had to sit there and grind for levels, and I'd do it every day, and it'd be entertaining. I don't know why, but it was.
yeah. I could never. I mean, I kind of remember being somewhat excited, but it was never like I was never like into like Blox Fruit or anything like that. It was always like community driven games that I enjoyed most. But yeah, so what is your favorite Roblox game of all time then? 'Cause you've been playing this, like you've been playing Roblox games for quite a long time now, so you probably tried a bunch of games. Which is one that stood out and is honestly your favorite, like of all time?
Oh man. Um Honestly, I know Ag said this as well. If you'd asked me when Deep Woken released, I would have had to say that. But the fact that Rag just takes so long to update the game and now it's just so boring, I just it really can't be. I think my favorite, the one that stood out the most, honestly, has to be a game called One Piece Blue. I don't know if you've heard of that.
One Piece Blue, I've actually never heard of that, and I'm quite a big fan of One Piece Roblox games. That's surprising. What is One Piece Blue?
Okay, so it's a closed community Roblox One Piece game where it's completely driven by the player, and it's basically Rogue Lineage, but One Piece, and it looks good. That's the best way I can explain it.
It's Rogue Lineage, but One Piece. That kind of
Yeah, so
reminds me
there.
of like Pirate Lineage. Have
Oh,
you played that game?
it's way better than
Oh,
that.
it's way better than
better
Pirate
than
Lineage. Okay, okay.
that. Yeah,
Is it
it's
still
made by the
around
same
or is it
person who
gone?
made Your Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I played YB a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, the owner of that made this game, so you know it's gonna be high quality,
Oh, so it's high quality and it's like a hardcore kind of game.
and it's closed community.
And it's, I wonder,
Yeah.
is it still around or is it like gone now or?
No, it's not around anymore. I guess Uzuki was so busy with YBA. I guess he
Yeah.
just didn't want to update
I
anymore.
mean, was it making money or was it like what was
No,
this?
it's a completely closed community. It wasn't meant to be for
Oh,
public.
so that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that can be really fun, but in the end, kind of money talks, and a lot of the time, it's like YouTubers. Like a lot of the time, uh, you might really like a game, but the game might just be like a lost cause. So
Yeah.
that's also a thing that happens. But yeah. So you think One Piece Blue? I mean, my favorite Roblox game. Ooh, I'm not even sure. I played a ton of Roblox games. Maybe for nostalgia, if we're talking exclusively One Piece games, have you ever played One Piece Final Chapter 2?
Yeah, that was really good.
That was a good game. That was for me the peak of One Piece games on Roblox because it didn't really do anything too
Give you that.
crazy, but it was just fun for me. So
I
what was
also think
that?
that they were very creative. I
Oh,
said
for
I'd
sure.
give you that.
Yeah, I mean, very creative. I mean, when GPO released, the first thing I thought was, this is really familiar to, like, a lot of the stuff that One Piece Final Chapter 2 pioneered was in GPO. So barrels, um, barrels is pretty much it, now that I think about it. But that was, like, the main one that stuck out to me.
I
Um,
also think that they have the best gum for like GPOs was great,
mhm.
and it probably will be good in the future. But after seeing what the Mochi fruit looks like, man, I don't have high expectations. I'm not gonna lie,
I
because it
haven't
seems
even
like they're
seen that, to be
taking.
honest.
You should watch the video on it. It's just it doesn't look super
Yeah.
like. It looks like they're kind of going the block shoot route where they have the ability, they have the developers to make really high quality things, but they're just going like the easy way out. If you can kind of get what I'm saying, like what's a
Yeah,
good
I think I
example?
probably have to watch the video first, but I mean, when it comes to like, I mean, GPO, like GPO's kind of become a little bit cookie cutter right now. Like a lot of the stuff they do, I feel like it's been done before. But One Piece Final Chapter 2, I mean, that game had like ship customization, like a second sea that was like fully made, bosses, like world bosses that spawned. Like that
Yeah,
game did a lot. It did a lot of the new stuff. GPO, I feel like I give respect where it's due, and the devs for GPO are amazing.
that's what
But
I've been saying.
I do think maybe it's like I'm gonna have to wait for update 5 because I feel like if they do something truly interesting and different in update 5, I'll be really happy. But if it's
I
just like the
doubt it,
same shit, then you know.
but I think the best example I can give is the gravity fruit. That's honestly, in my opinion, one of the best fruits that they've made. It's not like I don't have any issues with it. The way they made the meteors towards the end is kind of stupid, but in terms of like them using their developers, all of their assets to make a good looking fruit, I'd say they did a really good job with the gravity fruit. You know, they encompassed what it is and put it into a One Piece game, and then you have like, for example, the Phoenix fruit, or like I said, mochi. It just feels like with these fruits, they just put in less effort. And I feel like moving on, because they're already at a point where they're making so much money. Why do I need to put more effort in to make more money when I don't have to? There's no incentive. So I feel like they're just kind of just taking the easy route out, and they know people are going to continue to play the game. So like right now, I don't know if you noticed, Grand Prix Online has, I think, like 5,000-6,000 more players than Deep Woken, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah, Deep Woken's player count like just plummeted, and I never really played it long enough to understand why. But I definitely think it was because of the lack of updates. That's what
Updates.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like Deep Woken a lot, but it was one of those games where I felt like unless I sunk hours of playtime, I wasn't gonna like be able to enjoy the game. So I kind of just like put it to the side for a bit. and I just forgot
Yeah.
about it. But I did enjoy it originally, so that was definitely a thing I liked. But moving on, what do you look for in a Roblox anime game then? Because you said like you liked this One Piece Blue, which was hardcore, basically just One Piece, and you said that you liked Gravity because it was, they managed to translate stuff from the anime into the game well. But I mean, are you still looking for anime games, or like what do you look for in a game? Like what appeals to you from Roblox games?
I think the best answer I could give to this question is replayability because no game on Roblox, in my opinion, has that. That's
None?
just
Like
me.
absolutely none?
No anime games or like no games that I play personally. Oh well, that's not true. There's one, and that's got to be ABA because for
I was gonna
years,
say ABA, yeah.
yeah, that's the only game where like even if I have played it all day, I'll go. That's the only game I can even stream. On the odd occasion that I do stream, it's on ABA. I literally can't play anything besides that game. That's the only Roblox game I can come on. It just doesn't get boring. It always remains fresh, and they do monthly updates. They put their foot into it. I like that game.
I've actually never played it properly. Everyone says play ABA, and I'm sat here like,
Ooh,
I tried it once, and it felt like a laggy mess, and like nothing was
yeah,
connecting, and it was all kind of like, it felt super like rough. It didn't
yeah.
feel like a polished game when I played it.
Either you're
So
gonna either you're gonna like it's kind of like old fashioned aesthetic, or you're gonna hate it and think it's trash, and you're not gonna like the combat. It's one or the other. There's no in between.
yeah, I think that was definitely probably yeah, I probably hated it, but I would
I don't
definitely be
blame
open to
you.
trying it again, like seeing if I could get into it. But I do like fighting games. I do like those because they tend to have more replayability, like you said. Like the issue with like level grindy games is
Yeah,
you can only really play it once. That's about it, and it's kind of like I don't have to spend all this time just to like it's like GPO, right?
yeah,
Like you could grind GPO and then get fruits and stuff and do PvP. But number one, PvP is not rewarding, and number two, in order to get to PvP, which is the fun part of the game, you have to like grind through this like bandit system. Which, if you care about how you spend your time, it can be really like for me personally, like I don't want to sit there and do something I don't like for 4 hours just so I can do like 1 hour of something I enjoy with no rewards.
yeah,
So
yeah. I agree with you, and that's
that's
why
my
Ultimate
take.
Finale died.
Is it? I played that game and I got to the island with like the turtle on it, and then I just like,
Yeah, actually,
yeah,
wow, that's crazy. That's where my friends, that's where we all stopped. We were like, you know what? We played long enough. It was like 6 a.m. Let's all go to bed. We did not touch that game after that. We didn't even plan on quitting. We just went to bed, and then the next morning we woke up. There was no reason to play the game. It's like, why should I grind just to grind some more? And then the game didn't have a ranked mode. So after we finished grinding, what were we gonna do then?
I was so excited for that game too because they had like the whole like
Yeah,
sneak peek of the hunter exam, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to do this, and I was like, oh, I can't wait
yeah,
to do rec, and then I got into the game and I was like, okay, this is okay, and I thought like this is taking longer than usual, and then eventually I was like, what am I doing here? I'm just going in circles and I'm going nowhere, and the game it felt like I don't know. We need a good Hunter x Hunter game. We need one. It's
I
been too
agree.
long. I mean, like especially like no one's done the Hunter exam well, really, yet. So we need that. We need it done well. We need a good rank system. We need like a tournament arc. We need all that stuff in the thing. But it's
I
gonna
agree.
take like a dev who really understands how to make a game fun and not a bandit beater. So good luck finding someone like that, in my opinion.
I think Rag is one of the few devs who has that ability. Because Debroken isn't I don't think it's a bandit beater, or at least if it is, it doesn't function like all of the other bandit beaters. And
Yeah,
it's very, you can replay Debroken, but if no matter how fun the game is, if it's not getting updates, it's gonna get stale at some point.
yeah. I mean, but is Rag even interested in doing anime games? I thought like Deep Woken, the whole thing was supposed to be like it's a game that's not based on
I
anime
think
and it's
so.
like original
I'm just
concept.
like providing that as an example of someone who I think if they wanted to, they really could.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of respect for Rag. I've never actually talked to him, but he
Yeah, it's
seems
cool.
like he has a good understanding of what makes games fun, and not just like fun as in like lots of people will play them, but fun as in it'll be enjoyable to the right people.
Yeah.
Because bandit beaters will get you 100k plus players, but the people who really like are looking for something special are going to look at that and go, oh, it's just a bandit beater.
Yeah,
Like
and
deep
one thing I
working
will say
already.
about that is I see a lot of people saying you can make a bandit beating cash grab, make a little bit of money, or you can make a real game and get a lot of long-term money. And that is not true whatsoever. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's
It's
not
just
true.
not. I see so many people saying that. It's just not true. If you make a bandit beater, people are going to continue playing that. It's only to if it's a semi-decent bandit beater, no matter what. And you're gonna make way more money than if you say release a game you put a lot of effort into, like Heroes Ultimatum or Ultimate Finale, made I don't know like a million Robux, and then the game is dead the next day because people don't like something about it, or you just make a simple bandit beater that's guaranteed to work. You
Yeah.
know?
And also bandit beaters, you can kind of update them very frequently for low
Yeah.
effort, and that means you can keep players interested. Whereas if a game is
Shindo
complex,
life.
it takes a long time. Shindo Life is a good example. Blox Fruits is a good example. I mean, but you're right. I mean, just because you put time into a game and it's unique does not mean it's going to get the same amount of like it's going to last longer than a bandit beater. The truth is, right, the majority of Roblox players are looking for bandit beaters. It seems like a stupid like thing, but if you actually talk and like sit down and talk to these people who like the majority of people who play Blocks Fruits Shindo Life, they would not want to play a game like Deep Worken almost because it's too difficult and
Yep.
it's too different to what they're used to. They want familiarity and it's like, oh, I kill bandits, I get a
They
reward.
want it
I
all
kill
given to them.
bandits. Exactly, and if you want money, that seems to be the way to go. But in the same sense, if you want to have your creative integrity and genuinely make something that's different and unique, you can go the deep working route, which is honestly, that's why I respect Rag so much because he's doing something completely original, no
Yeah.
anime like backing it, and that's definitely very brave because if you have an anime, at least you can count on, hey, people who like that anime are going to play my game. But if you have no anime backing it, it's completely original concept, good luck. Because Roblox players have some of the shortest attention span. You know, like like if they don't like your game, it's gone. And
Yeah.
if there's an anime there, you can kind of hang on a little bit, but yeah,
And you
definitely a
know what's
brave move.
crazy about what you're saying right now is that even just sitting here thinking about it, I never thought about this before. This isn't like a sudden thing where we go from having good games every single day, because there was a period of time in which that happened, which I can't believe, to us now suddenly getting bandit beaters every day. It's happened slowly over time because people have been seeing that if I want a game to do good, I'll just make a bandit beater, and more people are catching on to this trend. So I
Yeah.
kind of I understand it. I really do.
It's like if we don't reward creativity, uniqueness, and fun games that really do something different, how can we expect the devs to go out of their way to create that for us? It's like
Yeah.
you have to look at it from their point of view. You spend hours learning how to script on Lua, or do Lua script. You spend hours learning Blender to create 3D models. You spend hours, I don't know, animating, learning how to animate, and then you're supposed to put all that and just head to all your bets on a creative project just for like a small amount of players. It
I
seems
agree
like
completely.
yeah, it's a tough decision to make. But Rag, I mean, obviously he cares about making his. Obviously he loves deep working. Like that was his project. So
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, you're right. You're right. It is because they're not being rewarded, and then that's why we get so many bandit beaters because they're easier. They get more players. They can farm in-game purchases easier because you can
Mm.
just sell devil fruits and no one cares because they actually want you to sell devil fruits. Um, I think I think that the root is that it's Roblox. That's the root, in my opinion, because Roblox, the platform still has this really young player base, and
Yeah,
it's still like there's that connotation of oh it's just Roblox, oh it's just this. So then people really like no one really comes to Roblox like in large amounts to look for a game that is doing something unique. They want something that's easy and like a tycoon kind of
and
thing.
I really wish that Roblox would get some respect on its name, man, because the potential for games on this platform is insane. It really is.
Yeah, but it's like how do you like in your opinion, how do you get Roblox to the masses? How do you make people aware that there are these cool games that are being made that aren't just tycoons and that sort of thing?
No,
Like how do you do it?
I have no idea, bro.
I have no idea either cuz like it's a tough thing to do. I mean, it's
Not
like,
with the
you
state
know,
that we're in right now.
Deep Woken would be the only game that I would use as a bridge. Like if someone came to me and they were like, I want to try out Roblox and I'm looking for a game that's truly like something I can sink my teeth into and really enjoy, what do you have for me? I'd be like, well, deep working. That's about it. Like what I guess I could give you GPO, but I mean GPO is a bandit beater. Like I'm gonna put that out there. GPO is a bandit beater. I mean, would you agree with that statement or?
Bro, what? That's not even a question.
I mean, some people like to say it's not a bandit beater because it has other
No,
ways to level.
they're crazy. They're absolutely insane. If you think GPO is not a bandit beater, you're crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I think like deep work can really put these bandit beaters in their place because deep working is not a bandit beater because
And it still
yeah.
changed nothing. I'm sorry. It truthfully
True,
did
that's a
not.
good point. It changed nothing, but it was a nice like it was a diamond in the rough, you know. So I'm happy with it. But
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, it's a great game. It changes nothing though.
true, because it's how do you undo years of conditioning where bandit beaters have won? It's like if bandit beaters have won for 4 years, and you manage to have a little bit of success with an original project, how do you like that's not going to weigh up like balance it's not going to be enough to change the tide, right? You need like almost like a I'm trying to think of the word like a revolution in like a shift from bandit beaters to something else, something new, and rewarding creativity. But good luck. Like, how does that even happen? I don't know.
That's I don't know.
It's a tough change to make, and that's why like when we have devs like Ragusa, I mean, for all his flaws, he definitely like he needs to get that like you have to recognize that he is trying to do something unique, and that is something that should be rewarded, especially if it's done well. So
Yeah. I agree completely.
I mean, I don't have this question written down, but what are your thoughts on like what do you define as a bandit beater? Because I hear the term so much,
I
and then
got this.
like okay,
I
go
got
on.
this question for
What
sure.
is it?
Okay, so a bandit beater is not just a game that has bandits in it. A bandit beater is a game that has bandits in it and it has nothing else aside it from bandit beating. That's it. That's all you can do. That's it. It's like Heroes Ultimatum or Ultimate Finale. Those are bandit beaters because all you can do in those games is beat up NPCs. There's no other content aside from that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would draw a distinction, and this is where I often get into things with people. It's like the bandit beater. Okay, when I think of what a bandit beater is, I think a bandit, right? But not as in like the bandit NPC, but as in an NPC that has it's very predictable. It's easy. There's many of them, and they all look like roughly the same, and they all fight the same, and they all they're like the same strategy to beat one NPC works for almost every NPC, right? And
Okay.
that's
Yeah, I see
applicable
what
for
you're
almost
saying.
most bandit games. What I think Deep Woken did is Deep Woken, like I wouldn't, if a game because Deep Woken the NPCs, sure there are bandits, but there's also like Primadon, or it's called like the big like ape like that's on the island with like the fish on like whatever it's called, or like the jellyfish in the depths. Like
Yeah.
to me, those aren't bandits because they're not bandits. They're a monster NPC, which is like to me
Yeah,
that's
we
different.
can't just go around calling every single NPC in the game a bandit.
Yeah, because otherwise you have no content. It's like if you have a level based game and the only way to level up is PvP, sure it's fun, but I mean it definitely turns away a lot of the potential players. So I wouldn't say that just having NPCs makes it a bandit beater.
Yeah.
But other people would say that. But also I think it has to be a case where the majority of content is this bandit beater repetitive grinding content,
Yeah.
because that's the thing with Blox Fruit. It's like you go to one island, right? You fight NPCs there. You go to a second island, and the NPCs don't change enough to make them unique. Every island you go to, you're basically doing the same thing. If a game is like that, where every single encounter is the same thing with like a reskin, that's a bandit beater in my opinion.
Describing Ultimate Finale right now.
Yeah, but like it can be very difficult because even when games try and bring in elements that aren't bandit beater, like GPO had the chest system or the treasure, like the shovel
So
system.
useless.
Yeah, and eventually it's like because no one used it and because the devs didn't put enough focus into it, it got overshadowed and the game became a bandit beater. Like, there needs to be alternative routes and things to do in the game that can provide players with a sense of progression other than bandits. But again, I mean, it's like you said, and this is something that you've articulated very well, is that like we're not going to see a shift away from bandit beaters until games that aren't bandit beaters start getting recognition. That's the only way to change it,
And it's not. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, especially on Roblox.
We'll still get non-bandit beaters, but it'll be a very slow change.
Yeah, it'll be a very slow change because for every 10 developers who could have made a cool game, 9 of them are going to choose to make bandit beaters.
Yeah.
And the one who chooses to make a really cool game, a whole host of things could happen. He could give up. The game could get one update and then die. The content could be not bandit beater, but boring. He could be doing unique stuff, but it might not be unique enough. Like, there's a ton of things he could do wrong. And since we only get, like, one person, like, one choice, it's like it takes forever. Like, if one guy fails, we have to wait another 4 years to get a game. You know? So, Emblem Tales, thoughts on that?
I'm excited for it.
Hopefully it's not a bandit beater. I think it's aiming to be this like MMO RPG game, and hopefully it does that genre justice. That's my hope for it.
Yeah, after testing it, I wasn't too impressed with the combat, but they told me that they fixed it, so I'll take their word for it.
Okay, I mean they fixed it. I mean devs can be they fixed it can be a whole lot of things.
One of the devs said that they think that this is going to be the best combat on Roblox. They said that. I said, I said, do you think this is going to be the best combat? Or like I was like, yeah, we were having a conversation, and I was like, what do you think is going to be the best combat on Roblox? After they asked me, and I responded with debugging, and they said, I truthfully think that this is going to be the best combat on Roblox. So they think that this is going to be the best game on Roblox in terms of combat. So I hope they can, live up to that.
Yeah, I mean, I could sit here and critique that, but I don't want to. I want to be optimistic. I mean, we're at a time right now with the games, like in the state of Roblox, where you have to be optimistic, because if you're not optimistic, good luck keeping your hopes up. Because there's so many like bandit beaters coming out, you can't get lost in that sea of, we're never going to have a good game, we're never going to have a game that stands out. You got to be hopeful and support devs who are doing cool stuff. That's
especially if you're trying to like get big on YouTube. I'd say you just can't let yourself get in that mindset of there's nothing to post, because once you do, it's so hard to get out of it. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, this is one thing that I had. Like, I don't have no ideas. I do have things I want to post, but I mean, school's been eating up so much of my time recently. When it comes to content, you're completely right. You cannot, like, even if you could only upload once a week, you need to make sure you upload that one time you get, you need to make sure you take that opportunity, because as soon as you start losing your schedule, as soon as you start not uploading regularly, like you said, it can be difficult to get back to that place,
Dude, I was supposed to be uploading once every 2 days. Now, somehow, magically, it's been pushed every 3 days. I hope it doesn't get any worse than this.
I mean, but in the same way, I mean, I checked on your channel before this, and I saw, the views are doing pretty good. I think every 3 days, I mean, it's still.
Oh, but it hurts so much, bro.
I know, but like, what are you? It hurts. Why are you? Why are you extending it? Like, what in your life is taking priority?
It's just the fact that I don't want to upload trash. Like I wanna I'm not picky with what I upload, purely because I know that I have to upload. But at the same time, I take like 2 to 3 days just to, look for video ideas. I feel like I'm always looking for video ideas. Even when I'm in school, I go on YouTube, look at what Fanasu's posting, look at what Seiji's posting, look at all the real big content creators. I'm always trying to just get a video idea in general.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's definitely a good idea. Me personally, when I sit down to think of a video idea, this last week, I've been sitting down, writing entire scripts, recording the audio, and then
Yeah, I
being
respect
like,
you for that
no, no, no,
because
I record the audio, and then I go, oh, I don't like this. I just cut it, and
yeah,
I'm just get out of
I
it. So
respect
I
that, bro.
get
Because
that.
sometimes I'll be recording a video and the game is complete, like it's just not good. The words I can't say on stream or on video, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game
yeah,
is just not very good. And then I'll just be sitting there like, bro, what am I doing, dog? I can't record a video on this, and then I'll just sit there and I'll stop. Like
yeah.
I just can't sometimes.
But I think if any Sly Kage viewers are watching this, which I'm sure they are, I mean I think they recognize that though. I think they understand that you wouldn't create content that is not going to be interesting, like, and at the very least entertaining.
Yeah,
Just because I need to get a video, so I'm gonna make a video on a game that I'm not enjoying, because I feel like as much as it's very easy to pretend as a Roblox YouTuber, most of the
crazy.
time people can tell. Like they can like
Yeah,
get little hints of he's not really enjoying this, he's not really passionate about this. So that can really like it's important to have that excitement. Last
yeah.
question. I asked Ax this when he was on the podcast, and I think it's cool. It's a little bit like cringy, but it's a question that will act like a time capsule. So, what do you
Okay.
think the future of your channel will look like? And do you think you'll always be making majority Roblox anime content?
Okay, so future of my channel, I don't know because right now I'm scared. Truthfully, like I'm not worried about views. I think that I hope at least that I'll be averaging at least like 20,000 or more in the future. I think that I'll be there. By the time I get out of high school, I definitely want to be at 200,000 subscribers, which is a crazy goal. But with the way Roblox is right now, I'm scared for my future, bro, because this is just it's bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's really bad. And do I think I'll always be posting Roblox? Hell no, bro. Wait, definitely not, dude. Because like even what Fernandez is doing right now, he posts a lot of non-Roblox. Some of his non-Roblox videos do great. Some of them do average. Some of them don't do as well. But one thing that he told me that really like helps me out is he tells me that he doesn't really bother checking his YouTube stats because he'll think about it too much, and that's like a really simple response, but it really helps. I don't know if you ever like checked your YouTube Studio, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
not
Yeah,
checking it, not looking at the views, not looking at the watch time, all of that. It gives you so much more freedom because you're not worried about what's working and what's not working.
yeah,
So
that's true. I definitely, maybe it's partly fear, but it's also like I don't need to know if a video did badly. Like if it did
yeah,
badly, I'll find out. Like some eventually I'll find out, but I don't need to be checking every single day and going, oh,
yeah,
it did well. Um, I can just let it be. I can say like post the video. If there's a problem, someone will DM me. But other than that, I'm gonna leave it up there to just just what will be will be. Like I can't change it. It's been posted. That
it is
kind of
what
shit.
it is. We have no control. But I'm also trying to start. I'm also really trying to make this second channel happen. I want to make it a thing badly. It's gonna be difficult, but I'd really like to get my second channel, live streaming specifically. Because if you can get a live stream channel out and like, I don't know, maybe even like a hundred viewers occasionally or on a regular basis, that's 100 people that'll watch you play anything. That's like my goal. I really want to have 100 people that'll watch me play games like Smash or
I think you can
Elden
definitely
Ring.
get more than 100 people. I think 500 would be like an amount.
That's a crazy goal. That is a crazy goal. I can't
Is
even do
that
that
a
on my
crazy?
main
I mean,
channel.
like, I look at some streamers and they pull 500, and they're like relatively smaller channels compared to you. I think you could definitely pull 500 average.
I hope so in the future.
I mean, now, like, like how many views are
Nah,
you pulling the stream now?
bro, maybe like 200 at max. And it's so
Really?
difficult.
Only
Yeah,
200?
bro.
I
It's
could have.
so hard.
Mm,
But the thing is, streaming. You can't just not stream for months and expect to have 500.
that's
If you want to
true.
get
That's
that,
true.
it's not impossible. Like I'm not saying it's unrealistic, but in order to get there, I would have to be streaming at least once every 1 to 2 days, at
Yeah, it would
least.
not be like. I mean, and posting content, would that even be like sustainable?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I told one of my friends that he should start a YouTube channel, and he was like, way too much work. And I thought about that. Is it really that much work? And now that I think about it, it really is so much work to run a YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Oh, for sure.
It's a
No,
lot.
not just work, but I realized this recently, and it's definitely a thing I think about a lot. I spent, so let's say like, when I was making videos every single day, I was spending maybe 2 or 3 hours on a video, like every single day.
Yeah.
Now, that's 2 to 3 hours a day. So if we times that by like a year, it's like nine, no, it's like 1,100 hours or whatever. And that's a
Yeah.
lot of hours spent just making videos that could have been spent, I don't know, learning a
Stuff
skill or
that
something.
you want to do in your free time. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like those hours could have been like what would I be if I spent those hours doing something else? I mean, hopefully I wouldn't have just spent them on like I don't know, scrolling through YouTube or whatever, but like hopefully I would have done something productive, but it really makes you think like how like if I hadn't spent
On
all those
YouTube.
hours, what could I have been,
I
you know?
agree with you. Sometimes I think about that too. Like I don't even think I'm doing the right like genre of content sometimes. Like I wish I was like an anime YouTuber, bro. Sometimes I really do. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, think about it. It's like if you'd spent all those hours making anime content, could you have
Mm.
had maybe a fraction of the subscribers, but you would have that kind of base of doing it? And it's like, for me, it's more like I've always been interested in developing stuff. So whether it's Blender or Lua script or just, I mean, just everything. I've always
Yeah.
been like, maybe I should try and learn that. And like over the summer, I did learn Blender and I did learn the basics of Lua script. But what if I'd spent all those hours doing that? Could I have been somebody who was well known for making good models instead of being a YouTuber? I mean, maybe. It's
Yeah.
all like, what could I have been? And there's definitely something in my head. But looking forward, it's like I do need to make sure I spend my time the way I want to spend it, because time is it's so precious to me. Um, but also like it's a it's a
Man,
delicate
time has been
balance.
my enemy lately, man.
Mm. I mean, especially when it comes to YouTubers, because I feel like a lot of YouTubers have terrible sleeping patterns.
Oh,
Like
don't get me started.
they'll be up to like 4 a.m. in the morning every day, and like they'll occasionally go to bed at like 2 or 4 or midnight or
Well,
whatever. Their
I can't
circadian
really
rhythms all
speak
messed up, you know.
too much because I have to go to bed at a certain time to wake up for school. But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of them, from what I'm noticing, yeah, they're up like super late.
And they're all like sleep deprived, like like you'll do a collab and they'll be like, "Yo, I haven't slept." Like, wait, what? You haven't slept? Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I
20
agree with you.
like recently I've been like I took a look at myself and I was like, me and not sleeping properly and just trying to rely on coffee to get me through the day is not a good idea, because school and
It'd be
everything.
good.
I was like, what I started doing was like, now over the last 2 weeks I've been making sure I hit those 9 hours sleep, that 8 hours sleep, that just as much
Feels
sleep as I need.
so good when you wake up. You
For
feel so
sure.
refreshed.
For sure. And also, it's like, not only do you feel refreshed, but in my experience, you just feel like it betters every area of your life. If you sleep well and you sleep enough, you don't feel tired, you feel more confident, your brain works and it's there when you need it. Like, you don't have to rely on like too many like coffee or that sort of stuff. It's all good. So sleep, chief YouTubers, there's an insomnia problem in the chief YouTuber community because they all wanna create content. They all wanna get a video out, even if it means staying up till 3 a.m. to get the daily upload or whatever. It's like, ugh, it's not good. But you know,
I agree.
but it is what it is. Everyone gets to choose their own. Everyone has a choice mainly over how they spend whatever time they have left in the day, whether it's an hour, half an hour. It's just
Yeah.
important to spend that time in the way you think is best for you, and whether that's sleeping, whether that's I
Way
don't
I've
know.
seen it lately is that I don't want to like in the future regret spending. I don't want to regret not spending my time in a way that would have been more efficient. Like I don't want to think about what I should have done during the day.
Yeah, for sure. Efficiency is definitely really good. Okay, so it is getting a little bit late, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. It was great
Thank
talking to you,
you.
Slykarge.
Thank you for inviting me, bro. I appreciate it.
Awesome conversation. I think you had some really good takes, and I think people are really going to be happy and really be grateful for you sharing your takes, because, I mean, you've been in the community for so long. It's definitely good to hear a very, like, knowledgeable opinion. I think everyone knows your socials. I mean, I'm guessing it's just Slykarge on YouTube, and, I mean...
Sir. It's
yeah,
like I get one on Twitter.
Okay, great. Anything you want to say before I end the episode?
I think that if any developers are watching, there's a lot of stuff that we said that you could take away from this for sure. And yeah, thanks for inviting me again, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, great. Again, sorry for wrapping this up so soon, but yeah, it was great talking to you. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys are having a great day, evening, or whatever time it is for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.